Well, welcome back, everybody. Today I have Audrey Bailey on the High Vibes with Binu podcast. She is the founder of something called The Village, and you'll find out where this word came from. It's a real estate collective rooted in connection, care, and doing things differently on purpose. She's a mom of 3 young kids. She was raised in a small French town where you'll find out a little bit later how it all comes together with her upbringing. She's known for sharing everything and being very authentic, and it's probably why we've connected so deeply. We talked about manifestation, we talked about signs and synchronicities, and we actually talked about naming our own inner spirits, and hers has come to fruition in a very different way than mine have, and it's just really cool. This is a really cool conversation. I know you're going to leave feeling calmer and a little more connected to your own inner spirit and walk away with tools that you can bring in to your life today. Let's dive in. Welcome to the High Vibes podcast. I'm Binu, your host. My goal with every episode is to leave you feeling better, shining your light a little bit brighter than before you press play. Let's dive in. Oh, Audrey, I'm so happy you're here on the High Vibes with Binu podcast.
Yay. Thank you so much for having me.
This is so fun. You and I have gotten to know each other, I think the last year or so. And, you being a sponsor for Manifest Her early February was really special for Renee and I. And I would actually just love to talk about manifesting with you.
Yeah.
Everyone's heard what you do and like what you offer people in the world. But I really want to bring the spiritual piece together with self-development so we can leave people feeling good today. But can we just share that story? Because I think it's what I want people to do more in terms of making decisions for themselves. We asked you to be a sponsor, right?
Yeah. You asked me. So I should back up. Like, I was a part of Manifest Her last year, your first event. I loved it. I felt like I was a part of the room. I felt comfortable. I learned so much. So I knew when the second event came up, I had to be involved somehow. So right away, I got my ticket. I knew I was going to be there. And then I think a couple days later, I received another email from you ladies asking or offering an opportunity to be a sponsor. And it made me think, because I had never sponsored an event before. And that was stretching my comfort level and what I'm used to. And so it felt right, but I didn't have like a full body yes, because it felt stretchy. I was nervous. And so I asked the universe, I said, okay, if this is something that I need to be involved with and I need to do, show me a ladybug. And it was like the fall, so I wasn't too sure if I would see a ladybug. And I just put it out in the universe, and maybe for a day or two, I kind of controlled it. I was looking around for ladybugs, and then I let it go. And I was having a bit of a stressful morning, and I was driving back from dropping my kids off to school. And sure enough, I stop at a red light, and the car that's in front of me, the license plate literally said ladybug.
Oh, the license plate said ladybug.
It was the license plate that said ladybug. So I took a picture of it and I was like, this is my sign. We are doing this. Thank you, universe.
Like, that to me is the way to truly trust. But you didn't just come here. You just didn't show up one day in your life and all of a sudden just live a life where you're like letting it go, asking the universe for a sign for, it was a pretty good investment, like over $1,000, right? It was like $1,500, if that's okay if we say that.
Totally.
Right? So I just want people to know it's not like it's like $100 investment, right? So where did this side of you come from? Like, how did you get on this path of trusting the universe and signs and synchronicities?
Well, it's still a work in progress. But it's funny, as you're just asking this, I just got full shivers. I'm still having them on my left side of my body. And that's my sign that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And I love that. It's almost like this energy tingle that tells me, yes, you are in the right place. You're doing the right thing. I would say that this trust and this intuition started about 3 years ago. at a time where I was reevaluating everything in my life. I had been the pusher, the doer, the forcer for so long, as a lot of people can relate. And I was wearing so many hats. I had 3 young kids in less than 4 years. So it was a very busy time. COVID hit. And I think COVID, honestly, I'm so grateful actually COVID happened. I know this probably feels a little bit like an interesting statement to have, and I'm sure it might trigger some, but it made me realize that the life I was leading was the life that everyone else wanted for me, but not the one I wanted. And it clearly showed me that I was incredibly stretched and that I could not do it all. Despite the lessons that I had learned growing up, my mom raised us 3 kids. My dad worked during the week, didn't live with us. He would only come home on weekends. He sacrificed literally his family life for his work. And so I thought I had to do the same. And when COVID hit, I just realized I can't do this. I can't. I was so angry and I was miserable. And I just decided to change that path. And so what that looked like was shedding all the hats that I was wearing. And that was hard to do because I had been doing it for over a decade. I had a staging company. I had co-founded another team, a real estate team, and I was doing a lot of the marketing, admin, literally all of the background stuff. And so, and 3 children. Yeah.
I don't know where along the line we got the message. I do think it's like a societal message that we can do it all. Like, and I think you and I share this now, that we can do it all in a whole other way, in a calm, regulated way, versus what we were like, just pile more on. Like, I was like that too. As a young mom with 3 kids, I actually thought, oh yeah, I'll just have another kid and go back to the job and drop them off at 3 different daycares, because that's what I wanted for them. Like, I don't know. Like, it's so interesting. Yeah, this is a common story. So I love that you shared this. Actually, I think it's okay. Like, it's okay to say that you're so grateful for COVID, because I think there's so many things that happened, like epiphanies happened. All of a sudden, you were so quiet, if I could analyze it for so many of us.
Yes.
And your intuition, suddenly that voice, that volume got turned up so high. But then you listened, Audrey. That's part of it.
Yeah, I did. And then I've never stopped listening since. Anytime I get a nudge, I get something, an intuition bite, something it tells me to do, I just do it because I trust. Oh my gosh, today I'm getting so much energy hits right now as I speak. And I just keep trusting.
That's what happens on my in my rooms, in my podcast room.
Thank you, Binu.
Well, I love that you're actually so specific too, that it's down the left side. I've done a couple episodes, so I think it's like episode 112. If people are listening, can go back to those where I talk about the different signs.
Oh my God, that's my birthday, January 12. 112.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. That is random.
Oh my gosh, Audrey. Well, then that's for you, maybe. But okay, so we've been having all these signs and synchronicities. This is actually what I want to talk about on my podcast anyways. But it's so interesting that it's down your left side. What do you think about the fact that it's down your left side? I say that spirit comes through you. It's like you're clairsentient, obviously, like through there, and you have a clear sign. But does the left side mean anything to you?
I've never thought about it that way. I know someone told me once, oh, your left side is your past. That's all I know. I don't know what that really means.
I'm thinking.
Maybe you can enlighten me.
I'm tapping in a little bit. I'm feeling like it has to do with feminine energetics. That's what's coming to me. I think the left side is empowering our feminine, our intuition, like literally, and you're getting it so clear.
So it's like literally it has not stopped. Typically it just kind of comes as a hit and then it goes. But this, like, since we've started chatting, it's just here. It's with me. And oh my God, it's going to make me almost tear up.
It's okay. That's how powerful it is. Like, Do you remember at Manifest Her when I was talking at the end, and I was doing a money talk, but I was talking about this framework that I came up with, the awe framework. I don't know if you were still there.
I don't know.
So I had this. Oh, okay. So I have this. I decided to come up with the framework because everyone's like, have a framework that you can be known for.
Oh, actually, I did hear it. Yes.
Oh.
I love it. Yes.
So awe, because this is to me, like right now, your tears, your spirit tears are this state of awe. We're having the state of awe. And someone once told me, like someone that did a spiritual reading for me during COVID, I did a few of them with this one woman. And she's like, Binu, the universe wants us to actually be in awe all the time. Imagine living your life where you get to be in awe. So it's supposed to be like this. I get it now. It's because you're so open to it, but we're not used to having this awe all the time. But I love talking about this. Like, imagine if this is actually how we get to live.
It would be amazing.
Yeah, we need to spend more time together, Audrey.
For sure. Well, and it's funny that you said about my feminine energy, because I think for so long I used that masculine energy so strongly. And it's true that since I'm embracing and embodying, okay, this person that I know I already have inside, I call her the bougie hippie.
Oh, I like that.
And she's there and she's here. And so that might explain the left side. So thank you.
I love that you called it the bougie hippie. It's so funny. I have a spiritual teacher years ago who has this method that I kind of do with lots of people now. Like, you can give her a name, that our inner spirit, that intuitive voice, that soul voice of yours, that feminine energetic, like your core, give it a name. And honestly, it's like an automatic writing exercise. And mine's name is Jules, not Julie.
Yeah.
Jewel. And there's a whole, but I love that you have a name, because someone once said, the more you give that part of you, like you make it a personal relationship.
Yeah.
Like, so this makes sense to me, Audrey, because you've made it a very personal relationship that's fun.
Yeah.
You hear from her more.
Yeah. She also has a name. So I define her as the bougie hippie, but I did see her. I did a couple of exercises. Her name's actually Chloe. And my Chloe is the artist in me that I hid for way too long. Yeah.
Okay, we didn't plan this conversation.
No, we did not.
Okay, so let's go here, actually. And I'm leading to some more, because I think it all matters of why you are who you are doing what you're doing now and what you stand for. But so let's give the audience, people listening to this, how did you come up with that name? And then I'm going to share how I came up with Jules.
Okay. She came to me, I don't know, through spirit probably, or through an intuitive hit, because I was doing an exercise while taking my NLP certification, totally unrelated to real estate. But again, in this personal discovery, I just wanted to understand why I still had limiting beliefs, why I was still stuck in certain emotions. And as I was doing this exercise, she just came. She was here. I saw her. It was just, that was her. And I also saw my more masculine side, the very strict little person in me, that her name's Paulette. And I don't know why. And I could visualize them. And now it's such an interesting framework, because anytime I'm feeling like Paulette is a little too strong or Chloe's not seen enough, I can help them. I can question.
I love that. Yeah. So in NLP, you're probably in a deep hypnosis, is my guess.
Yes.
And these came too. So this is like, I want people to see this, because I think so many of us are moving so fast, and we're taking the time to put ourselves into these events or coaching programs just for ourselves. Like, I remember when I did the hypnosis training, there were some people in the room that weren't just doing it for themselves. They weren't doing it to become a hypnotist. And I remember thinking, that's really cool.
That's literally, I literally took my NLP certification not to practice, but solely for my personal journey. Yeah.
Yeah, I want that for people. So if you're listening to this, it's like, go take a coaching certification, take an NLP. I have friends that have certifications that I can refer you to. And so it's funny for mine, Jules, it came in different ways. So I was doing like an automatic writing exercise. So something I learned in hypnosis, which is, get myself into a deeper state of meditation, and I count myself down a little bit. And then I played soft music. And then I just kind of asked my guides, I asked the universe, like, if this inner spirit of mine had a name, what would it be? And I just got quiet. And I heard the word mom. So my mom's passed away. I heard mom. So I went, okay. So I wrote that. And then I heard jewelry. So my mom, we're Indian, so we have a lot of jewelry passed down. So I have a lot of her jewels. So I wrote down jewelry. And then I remember thinking, that's not a name. And then I heard jewels. So I wrote Jewels. And then my brain was like, hey, but that's not a name. And then it's like I just saw it, like Jules.
I just had a body.
Like I didn't believe it. Like I was kind of like, okay, whatever. I told my coach at that time, and she said, okay, like just start using the name. And I remember thinking, okay, this is really weird. I was even within myself. I'm like, I've never done this. Long story short, visiting my mother-in-law at the senior living where she was staying. And it was during COVID, so you had to ask the nurse to who you were, who you're visiting. Lady comes out, has a name tag, and I'm very particular, like caregivers and everything, like calling them by name. I just want to give that care. And her name was Jules.
No.
Like 2 weeks after I did the exercise, and that hit, like that sold it. It was like full body. Binu, hello, you're not paying attention.
Yeah. That's
so
amazing.
I love this. So I want to ask you, so now you're using these parts of you to help you through. Is this why, like when we were saying before, it's like you said that you're really, like what you really stand for is being calm in super stressful situations.
Yeah.
Do you think this part of you, naming those feminine, masculine parts of you, have a connection to that?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that calm was always inside of me, but she got pushed so deep down that she had to come out. And it's actually quite beautiful because I think I never saw it before. And people would even say to me, oh, how do you do this? How are you staying so calm in such a stressful situation? And I actually didn't believe it. I didn't see it, but she was always there. And now I'm really embracing it, and I'm really trying to embody that calm because I know it brings me to my highest potential. So my mornings are a lot different than what they were a couple years ago. My evenings are also very different. And I cultivate those moments so that I can give the best of myself for
so
myself
tell me about
and for others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so tell me about that, Audrey, because I talk to a lot of women and that are stressed, that are overwhelmed, and we're often speaking about what's your morning routine, what's your evening routine. It's like the forever thing that so many are working on. So can you share, please? Because I know it ripples to your children, it ripples to your partner, it ripples to your business partners, ripples to the people on the street. So I'd love to hear if you're willing to share.
Yeah. And it's interesting because everybody's so different. So I can't preach that this is the way to do it. So my mornings typically include a walk out in nature, and I'll wake up earlier than the rest of my family to fit that in. That's really important to me. A small shift is when you wake up, smile. It's actually very hard to do the first few times. I've always been such a grumpy person, so it felt like almost like, what? You want me to smile when I wake up?
I can't imagine that.
But it actually shifts everything because that smile just brings so much gratitude. And so it shifts from like, oh, I'm exhausted, I don't want to wake up, to, hey, I'm getting a new day. Hey, I'm supported. My warm sheets are on my body right now. hey, I can hear my kids like maybe slowly waking up. Like it just shifts everything. It's such a small thing, but that changed a lot. Um, some days I'll take 5 to 10 minutes to write an intention down, but I have to say with 3 kids and getting them out the door, it's not always possible. But my evenings are super precious, and that's when I journal every single night. I'm on my literally 12th journal. I have so many pages, and I actually wonder what I'll do with those one day. Because the progress, it's actually quite special to be able to read back. I go back to some of my first few pages, and that person changed a lot.
I love that you journal at night. You know what? I might try that. I'm a morning person for all these things that you are talking about, but I've actually been seeking something new to add to my evening routine.
Yeah.
And I might borrow this one, Audrey, because I really believe you did the NLP, so you know about the hypnosis, right? It's like that's what you're putting into your mind
just before going to bed. And it's become now, I don't even have a format. Like a lot of nights it's like free writing. Sometimes it's reevaluating something that happened during the day because my mind is so busy all the time. So just putting it down on paper just feels like it organizes it maybe a little bit differently. And maybe sometimes I'll question it. I'll be like, well, that's interesting. Can I see this a bit differently? And then so I'm left with that tone of gratitude just before bed. And it doesn't have to be long. Sometimes it's 5 minutes. Sometimes it's an hour. Like it just depends. And
it depends how much you have to say.
Yeah. And I love it. I feel like it's such a sacred time. Like my husband falls asleep beside me. I have very soft lighting. My kids are asleep. It just feels like such a soft and safe space.
That you said the word soft. This is the feminine, right? I mean, I was going to share, there's this book called The Artist's Way. Do you know about that book?
By
Julia. So it's all about bringing out your creative, like that creative spirit within you. And she has 2 things. And one of the things is journaling. She calls it morning pages. But she says it's a spiritual release, like through your arm. And so I do know, like when we journal, we are, like you just said, our heads are busy. We're releasing it out of our fingers. And it's supposed to be more powerful than typing. Like some people like to type or put notes on their phone. But there's something about the act, like the creative act.
Yeah. It's so funny you say that because sometimes I'm like, I should really type these out. These are good. These are good nuggets that I should have on my computer. But there is something that's actually I don't flow as well than when I'm actually physically writing.
Yeah, me as well. And I have a girlfriend, Brenda, who is our MC at Manifest.
She's lovely.
She says that she's been journaling since she was like 10 years old.
Aww.
And she has them all in a box.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I have a stack here where I look back to my journals and I can't let them go. Like when I get rid of books or I can't, so I don't go back. Sometimes I'll open one just for curiosity, and then I have a different, I don't know. I think it's up to you, right? Like it's, you want to do that, but I feel like I remember writing in them. Like they're all really unique. So I don't buy matching journals. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Same.
They're just like nice, like soft covers, beautiful covers, gifts I've received.
Yeah.
It's like a whole experience.
It is. It's so funny you say that. It really is. Like I even leave the first page clean. I like title them. I try to give it an intention for that journal. Like, I'm like, what are we trying to work through right now? And then at the end, the last couple pages of that journal, I'll keep open to really kind of summarize, and I'll go back and I'll be like, what did I learn during this time? And sometimes they're like a journal that I've done over a period of 4 weeks, but then the last one was 3 months. It took me longer to work through things. It's such a personal experience. And it's funny that you say that Brenda journaled since she was 10, because I actually journaled as a young teen, and I had forgotten about it. And when I had picked up journaling again, my dad brought me my journals from my teenagehood. And I hadn't even shared with him that I was journaling. And he was like, here, by the way, I found those in boxes. You might want them. I was like, what? And so I was able to look back. And actually, funny about my dad, just quickly, but I offered him a journal at Christmas because I thought it'd be neat for him. He's retired. And he's been writing pages, and it's a guided journal with questions, sharing about his childhood. And he's really doing it. And it's so fun because I get to read so much, and I'll be able to keep that.
Yes. Well, and interesting. I was going to tell you about my dad, who's 89, and I didn't realize that he started writing a memoir, probably during COVID. And you've just reminded me, I'm going there this weekend, actually. I started helping him. He hand wrote it, and there weren't a lot of mistakes, which is really,
wow.
Like not a lot of words crossed up. Anyways, we started typing it for him. Like my brothers and I would go, and I would start typing. Yeah. And literally I couldn't read his writing. So what I did, I'm like, Dad, just you read and I will type.
Yeah.
And he didn't, it's funny. I'm totally taking a side note here. I started typing because I don't know how old you are, but I'm 55 when I was in grade 9. Okay. When I was in grade 9, did you have to take grade 9 typing?
No.
Okay. So we had to take grade 9 typing, and there were speed tests as part of the marks. So I'm a really fast typer. And so my dad didn't realize that. So as he's dictating, he's like, Beanie, this is going to take forever. I go, no, Dad, I'm a pretty fast typer. So literally as he's dictating, I'm like typing, and he's mesmerized. Like, it's so funny that we don't know about each other.
Yes.
And he's like, wow. And I said, my brothers are fast typers too, because we all took this grade 9 typing. So we started taking turns, but you've just reminded me it's not finished yet. And so I'm going this weekend and we got to finish it. Yeah. So look at these men, older in their lives.
Yeah.
They have so much to release. No, not even release, but share their wisdom.
Yeah. I was so taken aback that he was really willing to share. And my dad and I, we had our ups and downs. And I think that over the last few years too, it's been incredible rediscovering close connection.
So now, Audrey, you said something in your bio that I wanted to touch on. And you were talking about success. Success is something we build together, not alone.
Yeah.
Is this part of kind of when you went from a lot of stress to really stepping into your intuition and your feminine energy? Let's talk about this, because I think this is it's why your business is called The Village, I'm guessing.
Yes. Well, there's a couple reasons, and there's a couple things I want to share on this. And actually, it'll be the kind of the conclusion even on my dad. My dad sacrificed a lot while he was working for our family. And so he had a lot of success in his professional life. And then after years of marriage, my parents split up, and my mom decided to move back to Canada. And as children followed. So he, in brackets, lost his family. And so for me, for a long time, I felt, well, success can't come with connection, or you're going to lose connection. Success happens, but you're going to lose something. And so that was a first realization that actually you can have both. And to me, I think those are my most important values, is that you can have success, but together and to be connected. So my life, my family life, and my work life is equally as important. And I think for a long time, I fought it. I was working way too much and way too hard, and at the detriment of my family. And so this concept of the village is because I grew up in a small village in France. And my best friend, her dad did not work. He was the most incredible human being. He would just find ways to be abundant and have the support of others, and he would support others. So I had these two contrast men and how they were living. And I got exposed to what it was to truly support through my best friend's dad. And so I knew when I moved to Canada, I had to rebuild my own village here. I didn't know anybody. I was coming to a new country, and little by little, I got to meet such incredible humans that I just wanted them to know they were a part of my village, and I would support them. They would support me, and together we would succeed. Yeah.
Wow. I love that. And actually, when I was raising my kids, everybody said it takes a village to raise children. And so I thought that meant, okay, once every 6 months, I can ask for someone to drive my kids to where they need to go. And now I'm in this, I ask for help all the time, inside the house, outside the house. I have no clue. It took me 30 years of marriage and children to realize this. So this whole thing about, something we built together, I really think even the parts of the world, the blue zones, it's all about community, the longest living humans, right? And I even see my dad. He's part of so many communities, social communities, but this is why, talking to him is why I want to bring out more events. And I know you're doing events for women. So actually, let's talk about that to close out here, to let people know where they can find, because I really believe coming out to your village, my village, is really important. But please tell them about your village. But actually, we got one village here.
Exactly. It's all one village.
Yeah. All one village. But tell them about the events that you're doing or what you're planning to do in the next few months.
Yeah, it's funny. So I think it was just a natural expansion. I was meeting so many other entrepreneurs, and I think we go through so many similarities depending on what industry we're in. And so I received and got a lot of success through my real estate career that I felt like it was time for me to also share that. And so I just started really doing networking, community type events. I don't have any coming up. It's just I go with the flow where I see where there's a need, maybe a potential. And it's something I'm dabbing into, really. I'm just trying. Really, my main area of focus is still in real estate. And if I can provide even other younger entrepreneurs, realtors, navigating the ups and downs of our industry, I just feel like I'm happy to share back what I've learned. I do a fair amount in the community as well. So last year I hosted yoga in the park, which I think I'll do again this year. And all the proceeds went to an amazing charity. Again, it's all about the community and supporting one another. And yeah, so I don't really have anything to share that I have upcoming. Wow. And it's going to be the spring market, and working is.
Yeah, but I love that. Actually, please share that with me on Instagram.
For sure.
I'd like to come because I find sometimes I miss things that I want to go to until I see the reel on Instagram. So please include me in those, because I actually love that you work intuitively, right? That it's when something need is coming to me, this is the way. And I've been there too, where I don't realize I'm forcing something, and then when nobody's signing up, I realize I must be forcing it. I'm not going with the flow. But I actually wanted to ask you this because it was coming to me when you were talking. Do you ever have a bad day? I mean, you got 3 years. And so what do you do? I just want people to realize we're not walking around as these calm essence 24, and it's stuff happens. So how do you deal with the days that are not calm?
I actually let it happen. I'm a big crier. My kids will tell you that. I'm very emotional, empathetic, compassionate human. So I cry a lot and I let it flow through me. I'll put my feet up. That sounds so silly, but I'll literally lie down and put my feet up. Sometimes even just doing that for 5 minutes is enough to kind of change your mood. I try not to wallow too much. I try to take it, appreciate it, know it's there. And then I don't know if that's my active side, but I'm okay, let's move. So I'll go for a walk. I'll dance. I love dancing. I don't dance nearly enough, but I'll put a good music on and I'll just rock out. That seems to change the mood. But of course I have bad days. I have times I go to bed and I'm crying to my husband, not sure or fearful, or of course that happens. And then I try to go back and literally talk to these fears. Are they true? Are they ultimately what the truth is? No. Can we get past this? Can we see that it's just a moment and doesn't define who I am? It's not easy every day. I'm a human. It's like life's lifing.
Yeah. And it's like what you said when you were talking about doing the NLP certification and training is you wanted to work through all the limiting beliefs. And I just want everybody to know this. It's like we all have them.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like this is a life journey to uncover. Like it's a game for me now. It's like I've cleared so many of my limiting beliefs. And then when a new one shows up, I'm like, fascinating.
Yeah. Like it's still coming up. Like for me, I think one of the biggest thing I was working on is when I decided to leave my old real estate team, go on my own, create my own brand. I was like, okay, I'm doing this. And I received so much success and the money was flowing in large amounts. And then I froze because I was not built that way to receive this much. And I didn't feel like I was allowed to. So that's been my latest journey is like, how do I hold this abundance? And how do I keep allowing it without feeling guilty, so I'm still working on a lot of stuff, people. Like,
I love that, Audrey. I have a nervous system audio I'm going to send to you that I created because I learned this through somebody else about when the abundance is coming in and we don't like to expand your capacity. And actually, it's not even that complicated. We actually just have to do it. It's literally like, where is it in your body? So when you notice like, oh my gosh, all of this is coming in, mine was in my stomach where it would tighten up. And I realized it was just about breathing through it, softening that part. And literally, I sit here with my eyes closed and only those watching on YouTube can see my hands are out here. And I literally sit here just like imagining it all coming in and settling in my cells, in my bones, and then waiting until that feeling of ease, flow, goodness, I call it grounded euphoria sets in.
I know
that's it.
I know that.
I don't need to send you audio. That's it. And you do that. It's like, put your feet up. You're probably already doing it. Put your feet up and actually like imagine yourself holding it and like let your body settle.
Yeah, I tried to go into this feeling of I have more than enough. And that seems to kind of calm everything down. Just knowing that the abundance is everywhere. It's like when we breathe, we're not worried about the air coming in our lungs. It's just there.
Yes.
So it's the same for money. It's the same for abundance. It's just there and we are worthy of it all.
Yeah. And the other thing I would add, like someone like you, so I have this saying now, it's like when good women make incredible money, they change worlds. And I truly believe that. And that's even like, that's a belief that wasn't existed in me. So that kind of thing happening to a woman that doesn't have that belief, you're going to be like, oh, what's happening? Spend it all. Right?
Spend it all. I would feel guilty. Some people in my family could use it. Like it was just like,
Yeah. But someone like you is only going to do good, even if, and I did a couple episodes on this too. It's like even if you're putting it back into your own business or spending it on travel for your kids, because just having kids that much older, the travel we did with the kids when they were young, I tell you, like, our relationships are so great. Like, it's not perfect, but my communication with my kids, my connection with them, I just realized by talking to other moms in my age group, it's like what I have with my kids is really, really, I don't know, like deep. And I think it's because of those times where like I was trying to convince my husband, like, no, this vacation of thousands of dollars is a good idea because that's how we get closer.
I feel like I needed to hear this today. I'm having again because we're traveling a fair amount this year. And then there's one more trip I really wanted to take. And there's a voice inside me that was like, no, that's too much. That's the ceiling. No more. I was like, says who?
That's Paulette. That's Paulette.
Paulette is coming. And I'm like, says who? And even my husband's like, yeah, no, let's do it. You're like, if we had millions of dollars in the bank account, this is not a question you would have to go there. Like it wouldn't even, like, to build a lifetime of memories with your children. Like, it's not even a question.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, let's do it. And then, of course, in the same week, the universe delivered 2 houses that we can do house exchanges with in Europe. And I was like, in the weeks that we want, I'm like, this is weird. So
wow. Well, that's manifestation, my friend.
yes.
You are living proof of doing the work, right? Which is, again, like, I love how you just shared that voice came in and now you're just going to release that. And you already see that the universe has already given you a sign.
Correct. And I'm having major body shivers as you're saying it.
Yay, so body shivers. Woo!
For me, even more. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, all of these. Like, that's why I'm like, you have so many limiting beliefs to move through. So I love that. I heard that somewhere. I'm like, this is so good. Like, we get to spend it on what is meaningful to us. Not like, I used to think if I had extra money, it's like, give it to charity, right? Give it to the people that need it the most. Actually, why can't I use it to grow my podcast, to travel? I have a dream of traveling. Actually, this is the vision. There's this new podcast booth that I saw being built at Baha Mar in Nassau, Bahamas. And I sat there, I was like, I want to record a podcast in here one day. So
I love it.
I need money for that.
Yes.
Right? And I'm being unapologetic that that's going to be epic for all the people that come and be my guest.
Yes. It's so true. And it's so interesting. I literally, one of my life coaches at one point said, Audrey, like, what would you do if, you had all the money that supported you? And actually I froze. I actually was like, I don't know. I think I'd be bored. And she laughed because she's like, knowing you will find things to do. And it's so true, because I want to work. I want to support. I want to serve. I would not be able to.
Yes.
I'll enjoy very nice vacations. Don't get me wrong. I'll definitely take that. But,
yes.
Yeah.
Well, I heard somebody say that on a podcast last week, everybody's talking about, and I have to say, I've spoken like this too, like less is more. Coming from most of us women, we're doing, and now we stepped into the feminine, but a lot of us have swung the pendulum so far that we are resting. And even for me, honestly, I have days where I'm like, I work a couple hours, I'm like, I just want to rest. And then I'm resting, and then I'm like, I'm so friggin' bored. I want to go do something, right? And so what do? I'm working on my next reel because it's so fun. I am getting creative with what emails I want to write or thinking about another program I want to run. And so then in my head, that masculine side is like, oh no, you're working. You shouldn't be working at night. But I'm thinking to myself, my husband's watching this show that I don't like, and I'm loving working on this reel right now.
Yes.
Right?
And you're doing it in alignment. You're doing it rested. So you're doing actual inspired action. You're not frantically working.
Right. Absolutely. Oh, Audrey, I could talk to you all day. We need to spend more time together. And I'm going to come to your yoga in the park, and hopefully you come to my next 88 event series that will be happening soon. And I would love, like, if you could, this is High Vibes with Binu. It's like, it's moving people from low vibe emotions, low vibe thoughts to a higher vibration. We've talked about a few things. We've given people some great tools today. But if there's this mom that's like your age, has that work that she loves, and she's got 2 or 3 kids, and she's feeling really overwhelmed and stressed and asking, can I do it all? Like, this is not what I signed up for. Like, what would you say to her?
Oh, take a deep breath is where I'd start. They're just moments. It doesn't define who you are. So don't be too harsh on yourself. And support is always all around us. It's just, are you willing to see it? And are you willing to accept it? Yeah.
I'd want that. Thank you. Where can everybody find you?
Explore the Village on Instagram. My website, unrealtor.ca, with my listings, open houses. Yeah, I'm here. I'm always around.
I love it. Well, this has been wonderful. And we're recording this, and I just realized it's 2:22.
How about that?
Which is perfect here for us.
Thank you so much for having me, Binu. What a pleasure.
Thank you, Audrey. This was wonderful.
Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you listening. If this episode resonated with you and you wish to speed up your growth, feel free to check out my programs and services. Just go to my website, binu.ca. And if you know someone else who is seeking more meaning in life and could use some inspiration and high vibes along the way, please pass them on to me. It would mean the world. And it goes a long way if you take a few seconds right now and leave me a 5-star review and share this with your friends. I'll be forever grateful.